Very good evening, my dear friends. Today's our eminent resource person, Dr.K.RANI Madam, Assistant Professor, Department of Botany, GDC, SIDDIPET, Autonomous. Madam is going to explain about megasporangium, ovule structures and ovule types. So, my dear friends, listen carefully. If you have any doubt during the class, please ask our respected resource person. Then please start your session.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. The ovule or megasporogenesis or the development of the embryo sac. So this is also known as megasporangium, the ovule. So previous class we'll discuss about that the anther structure and microsporogenesis continuously. Today we are going to discuss about that the microsporangium or the ovule. Okay, so the introduction means generally ovules are considered as a integumented megasporangia. The ovule means or the gynoecium or pistil is the female reproductive wall of the flower. So we know that the flower has the two essential and two non-essential walls. So in the two calyx and corolla are the non-essential parts, and generally the pistil or the ovule are the essential parts of the flower. So in that the gynoecium or pistil is the female reproductive wall of the flower. So it is composed of one or more carpels. Generally the gynoecium is composed of one or more carpels. So in that the carpels are modified leaves which they bear the ovules, and they are also called as a megasporophylls. Okay, so when the pistil it is consists of only one carpel. So for example in pea flowers, so it belongs to the Fabaceae. Pistil consists of the only one carpel, that is known as a simple. And when it consists of two or more carpels, so the pistil is said to be compound. So the compound pistil may be, they are also apocarpous. That means precarpels or syncarpous, united carpels. Generally the each carpel, it consists of the three parts, in that stigma, style and ovary. Each carpel, they will be consist of the three main parts, nana, stigma, style and ovary. So in that the stigma is the terminal end of the style. It is upon which the pollen grains fall, and it is generally knob-like and sticky in the nature. So in that the style is the slender projection. Style is the slender projection of the ovary. So it bears the stigma and its terminal end. So as per se, the surface of the style, it may be smooth or covered with the hairs. Generally, in the gynoecium or pistil is the female reproductive organ. You know that. So female reproductive organ of the flower. The carpels are also called the megasporophylls. Typically, the carpel consists of the three parts. You know that. So the basal swollen portion is called the ovary, and the median elongated part, that is called the style. So the apical pollen receiving part, so that is known as a stigma. The ovules, they are enclosed in the ovary. So they develop into seeds after fertilization. We know this process. Almost all the ovules, they are enclosed in the ovary. It will develop into seeds after the fertilization. So this is the parts of flower, nana. Almost we discussed about the stamens in previous class, anther, filament. So the petals and sepals, they are the non-essential parts of the flower. So the essential parts, stamen and carpels. So carpel, almost today we are going to discuss about the carpel, stigma, style, ovary. So it's nothing but megasporangium or ovary, structure of the ovary or carpel also. Carpel, so it consists of the three major parts, stigma, style and ovary. So the basal swollen portion is the ovary, the median elongated part is the style, the apical pollen receiving part, that is the stigma. Okay, so in this so if we will take only the ovule part, only the megasporangium, this is the structure. You can observe here all the parts of the ovule, the structure of the ovule. Okay, so almost the basal part is the ovule, and it is the stalk-like structure, that is the style. The terminal portion, knob-like portion is the stigma. So in the ovule, almost ovule consists of the nucellus, two polar nucleus, egg cell, and integuments. Okay, so in the first, almost last class, we will discuss basics of the types of the ovules. Okay, so the ovule, they can contain a diploid tissue that is called the nucellus. So this is the nucellus ovule. It will contain a diploid tissue, that is the nucellus portion. So it covering this tissue, there are one or two protective membranes. They are called the integuments. So the lower part, integuments. It is based on the number of integuments. The ovule are classified into 3 types, Nana. So the basis of the integuments. First one is the ategmic ovules. That means A means absence. The nucellus of the ovule that is not covered by the integument. Ategmic ovules means the nucellus of the ovule that is not covered by the integuments. So for example, Loranthus and Belanophora. These both are belongs to the ategmic ovules. Okay. So next one is the monotegmic or unitegmic ovules. So in plants, they belonging to the families of the Asteraceae and Solanaceae. Asteraceae means Tridox procumbens and Datura. So they are the Asteraceae and Solanaceae family members. The ovules are covered by a single integument. Unitegmic means only they are covered by single integument. The plants belonging to the example of the unitegmic means Asteraceae and Solanaceae. Okay. And the third one is the bitegmic ovules. So biteg means 2 integuments. The nucellus is covered by 2 integuments. So these type of ovules are found in the monocots and some of the polypetale members of the dicots. So we know that in taxonomy part, as per Bentham-Hooker classification, in that polypetale, gamopetale, and monoclamidae, in that the polypetale members of the dicots plants, they have the bitegmic ovules. So ategmic means the ovule is not covered by the integument. For example, Loranthus and Belanophora. Unitegmic or monotegmic means ovules are covered by single integument. For example, Asteraceae and Solanaceae. Bitegmic means they are covered, these ovules are covered by 2 integuments. So monocots and polypetale members. So generally the integument and the nucellus, they can unite at the base of the ovule. So this place is called calaja. So the lower portion of the ovule, that is the calaja. The integuments do not cover the nucellus. They will completely but leave an apical opening. So the apical pore, that is called micropyle. Just I will show the diagram, like just we will take one first type of the ovule, orthotrophus. Okay, so micropyle means the apical pore. That means the nucellus completely, they do not cover the nucellus completely. It will leave an apical opening. Just to pore-like opening is that opening is called micropyle. Okay, the place integument and the nucellus, they will unite at the base of the ovule, that is the calaja, and the anterior part of the ovule, that is called micropylar end. So and posterior part is called calajal end. So each ovule, it will be enclosed as a large embryo sac or female gametophyte. Okay. Now we will entering into the types of ovules. I think last class we will discuss briefly, but today just will give the clear information regarding the types of ovules. Okay. So in this generally the ovules, many types of ovules are found in angiosperms. So it will based on the position of the micropyle in relation to the funiculus and other parts of the ovule. Just regarding that, 6 types of ovules are identified in that orthotrophous, anatrophous, hemianatrophous, comphylotrophous, amphitrophous, and sursinotrophous. So first one is the orthotrophous ovule. So in orthotrophous ovule, almost in this type, the ovule is erect. Ovule is the erect or straight. So that the funicle, chalaza, micropyle, 3 parts, they will be lie on one and the same vertical line. So as in members of the Polygonaceae and Piperaceae. Okay. So in simple way, it is a straight ovule, micropyle, chalaza, funicle, and embryo sac also lie in a straight line. So they are the primitive type of the ovule. Nana. Orthotrophous ovule is the primitive type of ovule. For example, Piperaceae, Polygonaceae, and Xyridaceae also. So these families belongs to the orthotrophous ovules. And anatrophous. So anatrophous ovule. So this is an inverted ovule. The body of the ovule is completely curved back into 180 degrees centigrade curvature. So the micropyle comes nearer to the funicle. Micropyle, embryo sac, and chalaza, they will be lying in the same line. That is just this type, the ovule bends along the funicle so that the micropyle lies close to the hilum. The chalaza lies at the other end. So this is the commonest type of ovule. It will be found both in monocots and dicots. Okay. So for example, almost Helianthus and Tridux. So simply Asteraceae family. And next one is the third one. So the hemianatrophous ovule. Almost in this type, the body of the ovule is placed at a right angle to the funicles. So this type of the body of the ovule is straight, but it twists. This is belongs to the comphylotrophous ovule. So, sir, am I audible to you? Hello? Okay, so the fourth one is the comphylotrophous ovule. So in this type also, the body of the ovule is placed at the right angle to the funiculus, but the body of the ovule, it bends in such a way that the micropyle comes towards funiculus. So the embryo sac is straight or slightly curved. For example, Fabaceae and Brassicaceae family members. Almost the Fabaceae and Brassicaceae both will belongs to the comphylotrophous ovule. Okay, so the transfer ovule is bent around like a horseshoe, so that the micropyle and the chalaza do not lie in the same line as in a almost they are the cruciferae or Mirabilis jalapa. It is also 4 o'clock plant. So they belongs to the Fabaceae or Brassicaceae. And amphitrophous. So the curvature of the body of the ovule, almost it is more than that in comphylotrophous ovule, and the embryo sac becomes the horseshoe shape. So it completely funiculus and micropyle are the brought nearer. So here the degree of curvature is 160 degrees centigrade. Okay, so Alismaceae and Butamaceae, these all are the best example of the amphitrophous or transverse ovule. Okay, so amphitrophous means this type, the ovule is placed transversely at a right angle to its stalk or funiculus. They are found in Alismaceae and butamacy. Okay, that means almost in this, it is more than that in comphylotrophous ovule. So the ovule is curvature of the body of ovule is more than that in the comphylotrophous ovule, and embryo sac becomes completely horseshoe shaped. So in this, the funiculus and micropyle, they both are brought are nearer. So both are the comes nearer. So here the degree of curvature is 160 degrees centigrade. The example of the amphitrophous is alismacy and butamacy. And next one is the sursinotrophous ovule. So the funiculus is that is long and it coils like a watch spring. So around the ovule, that is the opentia or plumbago. Opentia, plumbago, these all are belongs to the sursinotrophous. Sursino means almost to the funiculus, it is very long. So it coils like a watch spring. They all are round like the ovule. So initially the ovule is orthotrophous type, but with continuous unilateral growth, the ovule becomes the anatrophous, and subsequently the micropyle again, it points upward in fully mature ovule as in opentia and plumbago. So just these all are types of ovules: orthotrophous, anatrophous, hemitrophous, comphylotrophous, amphitrophous, and sursinotrophous. So the example, orthotrophous is the polygonum and anatrophous is the Helianthus or Tridox, Asteraceae, majority Asteraceae family members. Hemianatrophous, so that is completely ranunculus and primula. So these all are the primitive plants. And comphylotrophous is the Fabaceae, Brassicaceae, amphitrophous ovules, alismaceae and butamaceae. Sursinotrophous ovules, they all are the just like cam plants, opentia, like they all are sursinotrophous type of the ovule. Okay, so next we'll go to the development of the embryo sac. This is the screen share. Share the screen. Oh, just like just wait, sir. Development of the female gametophyte. This is the
Madam, screen రావట్లేదు.
ఒక్క నిమిషం సార్, just wait.